So everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone out there in the world. My name is Shira Dangle. I'm part of the LISA, Lead Incubator and Startup Accelerator. On behalf of LISA team, I would like to thank you and welcome each one of you Cohort 2 participants, our guest from Stanford Lead, Venture Studio, Embark, and SBTD Club facilitators. First, we were truly impressed and very excited by your ideas and desire to build the working MVP through LISA Cohort 2. We're also glad to have amazingly diverse ideas from across the globe, from Stanford GSB Lead and MSX participants, representing a strong mix of technological categories designed to solve the pressing challenges and problems of the world. All the Cohort 2 participants will start your journey in incubating ideas to investment ready in next several weeks from today through an experiential journey following the world-class startup guide designed by our Stanford GSB faculty, design sessions led by SVTD Club, few additional modules, animated network of curated engagement platform supporting you, access to the diverse mentors, and our final demo day, which is in front of the investors. That's how we conclude. So a quick walkthrough in terms of the schedule for today. We'll be spending a little bit of time on our overview of the LISA, and then there will be welcome session by our invited LISA advisors, then our peers as a founding team members. And then most of the time we'll be spending on going through this LISA Cohort 2 journey, which is our end-to-end program schedule details. And towards the end, we will leave 15 to 20 minutes for a Q&A session where you can have a question to all of us, and we'll address those questions, and we'll wrap up our call today. So a little bit of the story on the LISA side. It was resulted from Capstone Project and Silicon Valley Design Thinking Club. Our first cohort ran through this interesting Stanford Rebuild program that was launched last year in response to the COVID-19. And we have validated our cohort 1 through that program as well. And we also played an accountability partnership on supporting our lead community and participants there. So quick overview on the LISA. We envision LISA to empower the community of disruptive founders in creating the innovative solution for the world's pressing challenges and the problems there, and also at the same time creating the opportunities. LISA, which is a lead incubator in Startup Accelerator, was founded by Stanford GSB participants for the lead community, and is an innovation ecosystem for founders, right? We also think we're the first hybrid platform for incubating your ideas to minimum viable product and then scaling further from there globally. So going back to our quick insights into the ideas, we got a total number of ideas as 25 out of the selection we went through, and then announcement was made. And we do also have additional few members who are looking to join you. In terms of the ideas categories, that ranges from security to game and sports, legal tech, retail tech, HR tech, future of work, data analytics, food tech, social innovation, supply chain, marketplace, travel tech, ed tech, B2B service, sharing economy, and then health tech. Those are like some of the categories that we have defined as a part of your cohort, joining us to next several weeks with us. So quick logistic, I think you may have gone through this from the announcement kit we sent out. This is going to be 4.5 months journey for all of you. starting from today, and then it is scheduled to end on the May 27th, which is also our demo day. So comparing to our cohort 1, our cohort 2 is a little bit longer. So we have designed this with the consideration that we wanted to make sure that you get plenty of time going through your ideas, reflecting your ideas and through various offerings we do, but also making sure that you can commit to work in getting your ideas into the viable functional product, right? Things like you may be participating with the LEAD program, you have a commitment there, you might have a full-time day job, and you also wanted to make sure that you committed with your family and things that you may need to manage. So that's how I think we thought this could be a good way of managing this spread out to the 4.5 months, and you can still make your things working towards the end of the program. A quick highlight from the cohort 2. So if you look at here, starting with the core curriculum as our stand for GSB Embark, which is our startup guide for you, that is going to be our core curriculum for you to get started. And then on top of that, parallelly, we will also be running design session through Silicon Valley Design Thinking Club. And then further down, there will be a financial model where we'll be teaching you to build the basic financial model to build your forecasting or 3 to 5 years of forecasting that would need it for you to potentially raise your first capital. And then we will be doing some advanced modeling to teach you on your growth stage as you build your business out there. And then we move into fundraising, equity, intellectual property, legal, VCs, term sheet. This is going to be another workshop lead session that will be teaching you all these basics of how to run fundraising and skill set around the equity distribution. And then we will also teach you a little bit on this logo design, website development. This is basically to enable each one of you in the presence of internet, right? So you can have the full-blown working website with your logo and then hosting your content somewhere else. So these are like highlights. And also on top of that, week over week, there will be series of activities we will be offering as some of you may know that we had offered Podium X series in cohort 1. So this is going to be our continuation of the series we have already designed and scheduled 8 to 9 series, all the way from founder's story to product innovation and design to social innovation, entrepreneurship, and then we took corporate innovation and venture capital. And towards the end of the demo day, we will also be hosting VC-only panel discussion. So this is our curated engagement platform for you. I think on a weekly basis, we will also be doing this weekly check-in and office hours to support you and address some of your potential challenge that you may have week over week. So this will be also offered. And towards the every end of the 4 weeks, there will be a fortnightly showcase to present your progressive work in front of our mentors and then give you the feedback to help you move further from there. And storytelling session will also be scheduled towards the, near to our demo day. That's where I think a session will help you to tell your authentic story as a founder and also telling the story around your product and solutions. So that's the preparation we'll be also be helping you through our partnership with the Storytelling Club within our lead community. And then we will end our program with the final pitch and demo. That's where I think the 10 finalists will appear in front of the investors, and they will be judged by them. And then we'll have the winners. That's how I think we wanted to conclude the cohort 2. So I think with that, I would like to welcome our invited guest here with us, Marini Lalikin, who is our Stanford director at GSB Lead. Marini, I would like to welcome you to our participants here.
Thank you so much, Hira. It's really great to be with all of you. And I just wanted to take a quick moment to welcome the second cohort of participants in Lisa. It's really great to see familiar names and faces here today, and in the mix of the folks that are participating through so many lead cohorts. I know we have some navigators here. When you first started the lead program, Lisa was already in progress, so it's great to see you joining the second cohort. And we're really excited to have some folks from MSX too. So super glad to have all of you as part of this cohort, and thank you for joining. You know, when I first received this invitation to attend this kickoff, I was thinking back to when this idea for Lisa first originated, and it was back in June of 2020 when the founding team approached my colleague Singari and myself with this idea. And, you know, we've always had this spirit of entrepreneurship and lead. We're Stanford, we're GSB, we're Silicon Valley. And at the time, you know, in June, we were in the earlier stages of the pandemic, and this the Lisa team really wanted to create a space and an ecosystem that would build on some of the tools and resources that Stanford was providing to folks to help move their innovative ideas forward, so that they could create, as Hira described, this ecosystem that would develop these ideas and really bring them to life and provide a structure and support for that to happen. And so it was a pretty great experience following the growth of the first cohort of participants. And I see some of you here as well, both their growth personally and their growth in their ideas. And, you know, Lisa has started something really special. They put a lot of care and attention into designing this experience for all of you. And they have some pretty incredible advisors through my colleagues Singari and Davina, who are incredibly knowledgeable and can help support and guide that as well. And so I just encourage you to make the most out of this opportunity, you know, follow the structure that Lisa has put in place for you to explore, take advantage of the connections that you make with your peers and support one another along the way. In this journey, it was fun to read through all of the idea submissions. As Hira said, they range in across a broad set of topics, and so we're just really excited to see where all of this goes. And I hope that you have fun with this process. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Marini, for your incredible words to welcoming our cohort participants. I would like to go next. Singari Sestari from the head of Stanford Venture Studio.
Yeah, thanks so much, Hira, and thank you and congrats to the Lisa team for kicking off the second cohort as well, and congrats to all of you who are participating. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Singari Seshadri. I work at the GSB as well. I run a program called the Stanford Venture Studio, which is for graduate students who are enrolled at Stanford and working on entrepreneurial ideas. So somewhat similar to Lisa, except we're less structured. But what some of you may not know is that I'm also a lead alum. I'm from the Catalyst cohort, which is several years ago. So which is interesting because it's been super fun to see the lead program itself grow and evolve in so many different ways. It's been incredible to be part of the community, and then it's been such a joy to see Lisa come to fruition and also make progress as far as Marina said. These conversations started June, and then but I also remember having conversations going way back a couple of years ago at my first Me to We, like maybe 2-3 years ago, with people like Pavel and Misha and Hasni that some of you may know about creating a startup ecosystem. So big kudos to the Lisa team for taking that passion, seeing that need, and creating a startup, really, which is what it was over the summer. But it's been really incredible to see it come this far from those early days. Clearly, there's a lot of enthusiasm, both with the team and with all of you to make the most of this. So I double click on what Marina said, is to really engage in all the resources that are being offered to you. Tap into the community and the extended network, because I think one of the biggest assets that LEAD has is the community and the extended network, and the Lisa team has done an amazing job of leveraging that and making that available to you. alongside all of the other resources. So welcome again. Super excited to follow all of your journeys. I'm sure I'll be talking to you again, but you are welcome to reach out to me if I can be helpful to you in any way. I'm on Workplace. I'll be honest, I'm not there as often as I should be and want to be, but I'll make sure I am there more, and you're more than welcome to reach out to me.
Thank you, Singari. Up here next, we have Davina Drabkin from Stanford GSB Embark.
Hi, everybody. Well, you've heard from two of my fantastic colleagues, and I want to echo their words about this incredible opportunity. I am Davina Drabkin. I run Stanford Embark, and I have worked closely with both Marina and Singari on a number of different things. So, and I'm starting to really get to know the LISA advisors as the advisors and the executive team, shall I say, as I've dove in with them to put together and help design part of this program. So we are excited to have you guys on board. I think what I really want to highlight to you is something that if you've been an entrepreneur before, or if you've worked with entrepreneurs, you may know. And that is, there's a lot of ups and downs to this process. There are times when you are going to feel elated and excited and just not know what to do with your energy and your passion. And there's times when you're going to feel the exact opposite. How could that be? This isn't going to work, right? Really feeling like you've hit a brick wall. That's normal. And that can all happen within the duration of just a few hours. And I just want to remind you of that. And as you've heard Marina and Singari say about take advantage of the resources that you're being afforded through LISA and through this cohort, take advantage for the emotional as well. It is really important. It's a huge part of being an entrepreneur. And also those times when you hit that brick wall, it's the follow-up, it's the questions, it's the why, it's the understanding that you need to look at a different pathway to move forward. That's where the big breakthroughs come from. So lean in, be okay with the discomfort, be okay with the ambiguity. You are going to make tremendous progress, and we're all here with you to support you on that journey. I am looking forward to working with you all.
Thank you, Davina, on that. So let's move into now my peers, right? The founding team members of our LISA. As you see, most of them are here with us today. We have founded this founding team members includes all the way from Joe Anthony, based out in Sydney, Australia, Pavel Ajlaski from Los Angeles, Misa Baikov from here in Silicon Valley, myself here in Silicon Valley and the Bay Area, Edward Month from New York and East Coast, and Dipti Pao from Switzerland. So I would also like to extend my team members to welcome our members and the cohort participants, starting from Dipti, Edward, and Misa. Go ahead, Dipti.
Sure. Hi, welcome everyone, and thanks Hira for kicking this off, and thanks Singari, Marina, and Davina. It's great to have you all as LISA advisors, and the experience and expertise you bring in is going to be very valuable for the cohort 2, as much as it has been for cohort 1 as well. As Hira mentioned, I'm one of the co-founders of LISA, and I'm living in Switzerland. And I've been driving and leading innovations and design-centric practices for various organizations for about 2 decades now. And I am from the Exponents cohort, and I'm also leading some other groups, which is European chapter and Swiss chapters. But to talk about LISA, when we as LISA started this journey in summer last year, as Marina and Davina and also Singari mentioned, we started this together with Stanford Rebuild, and we didn't imagine how big this initiative would become. And our advisors are definitely one of the biggest reasons to drive this forward. But the support of Stanford lead staff, faculty, our advisors, and extraordinary enthusiasm and engagement from the wider lead community, it helped us to keep shaping this initiative into something bigger and better. And also the inclusion of curriculum access to Embark, designed by Stanford faculty now, which you are going to be, kind of utilizing for this program. I mean, this is an immense and incredible growth that we've seen in just a matter of like 6 months. And now we have a host of collaborators, external and internal, extensive mentor networks. other lead group support and collaborations, and an absolutely amazing new executive ops team to provide unrivaled services and support to all of you guys in cohort 2. So definitely make use of that, all the services that are provided to you, and bond with each other, help each other, learn from each other's experiments. We are thrilled to have you all as courageous and original thinkers, as I like to call each one of you. And we look forward to your amazing entrepreneurial ideas to come to life, and hoping to learn ourselves a lot from this process. Like Lisa is also a startup in a way. And we would love, to learn from you guys as well, as much as we want to provide support to you. And throughout the process, I mean, one thing we really welcome is your feedback. Please keep coming back to us. We want to keep meeting and exceeding your expectations. And as you just start with this journey, amongst all the other things, you might be hearing a lot about how entrepreneurship goes and whatever Davina had to offer right now. I would just offer three, which might be nice to kind of start this with. As you're shaping your ideas, be your own biggest critic. Don't fall in love with the solution, fall in love with the problem. That's how, that's what is taught all the time at Stanford. Focus on solving one problem at a time. I think that's where most of us go wrong. We try to solve too much, too many problems. And last but not the least, stay hungry and stay foolish. So welcome and get started.
Thank you, Deepti. First, let me say, I think it's unfair that I have to follow our advisors in Deepti. Such enthusiasm. Just quickly wanted to introduce myself, Edward Bunt. With all the other founders, it's a pleasure to be here. We're honored to have everyone participating. And I remember those initial discussions between the Silicon Valley Design Thinking Club and Capstone, and sort of trying to come together with where we are today. And as was mentioned, the Stanford Rebuild program really helped to accelerate our development as a group. And, again, we're just excited to be here. With all of the graduates, we've got our participants, and of course all the various groups who also help to bring this effort forward. So we've got a great team, as Deepti mentioned, of advisors, mentors, and support. But we're always interested in your input. We're very confident, again, in the curriculum, with Embark, the design thinking sessions, the story sessions we'll have, Podium X, the check-ins, and we think we have all the bases covered. But again, can never reiterate enough, again, what Deepti said is that we always welcome your feedback. And, we think we have all the bases covered, but those are famous last words. So we're always here to support or answer a question, and we're here to take whatever input you can provide very, very seriously. So with that, good luck to everyone, and really looking forward to getting this started. Thank you.
Hello, this is Misha. Actually, Deepti and Edward said almost everything that we wanted to say. Yeah, actually, I'm one of the founders of LISA, and also I'm founder of svdt.club, which is going to organize a series of workshops for startups, so you could sharpen your ideas. And we actually started everything together with just collaboration of projects. It was like a capstone project and SVT Club, and finally we decided to create LISA. And I believe that that's a type of collaboration will definitely useful and great for everyone, and I hope it would work really well, and it's already working really well as we see after cohort 1. Yeah, so good luck everyone with startup projects and startup pitches that are going to be in the next few months. Yeah, everything is great, and I hope it will work great and well. Thanks.
Thank you, Misha. And I think Joe and Pavel could not make it today. I would like to extend their welcome to all of you as well. You'll hope to meet them. So
PetSmart is same as Petco? No, two different things. Two different stores.
So
कैसा है
I
Petco?
think we're getting some background noise. Maybe you can put yourself into mute.
Petco का health and wellness नहीं देखा? नहीं, Petco में health and wellness नहीं देखा.
I think it's Rohit, you might want to put yourself on mute.
Health and wellness. Oh, okay, not from PetSmart either.
Hira, you probably have controls to mute as the host. If you'd like to do that.
I want to do that for sure. All right, so I did that, and I have to do a second time. Good. All right, thank you. So let's take now. We're halfway through, so I wanted to spend rest of the time going through our LISA cohort journey. This is going to be our end-to-end program schedule for all of you. From week over week to month over month toward the end of the program. So before that, I also wanted to introduce our newly onboarded incredible LISA operation and executive leadership team. So we are very excited to onboard our team of 10 members that are going to be part of this journey as well, helping directly and working directly with us on executing various tasks week over week and then month over month. And they will also be an instrumental partner in helping us, providing insights, feedback, and also building some of the artifacts we wanted to pursue. So we got very phenomenal leaders that's coming out almost every part of the region that lead program has. So it's very fortunate to have these committed members coming together to support our LISA cohort 2 as well. So I was just wanting to introduce all of you here. So with that, let me take you to now our core insight here, which includes the journey, how you want to get started, right? So this is going to be, as I said, week over week and month over month activities that we will be offering starting next week. So we are here at kickoff today. So starting week 1, which is going to be next week, we start with the team formation. That's the team matching session that we will be hosting in terms of participants seeking additional team members. And we also do have team members who is looking to join the team. So that's the one session we do have scheduled next week. And in the same session, we will be also announcing the facilitator matching. So the facilitator who will get matched to his team members as well. Design session led by Silicon Valley Design Thinking Club will also be scheduled to kick off starting next week. That's the beginning of our design session. And right after that, we also have this commencement of our Embark Guide. So the first quadrant of the Embark Guide will also be start from the January 25th. So customer and problem identification portion there. And then we also will do the weekly checking, as we said, to help you further with any potential question or challenges. The Podium X series focused on the Founders Insight has also been scheduled towards the end of this month, which is on January 20th. So that's where I think we have invited incredible founders from early stage to growth stage startup community, and then that's the one first kickoff our founder series is going to happen, and Edward will be moderating that. Then on the week 2, the continuation of the Embark Guide, the same quadrant, which is customer and problem identifications. On the design session side, we'll also do the first define the problem activities around that. We're gonna move into the office hours. This is a little bit different from the weekly check-in we have Envision. So office hour will have some sort of like our mentors to give you a direct feedback as well. Moving on to the week 3, I think we'll continue with the design session on market research. Embark Guide will have a new quadrant starting on that week, which is a value proposition and solution defining. And then continue with the weekly check-ins. Going out into the week 4, start of the week 4, we will also host another Podium X series, which is focused on product design and innovation, bringing the experts from the designers and the product space. And then towards the end of these 4 weeks, every 4 weeks, we're going to have this fortnightly showcase. This is basically, presenting your progressive work to our mentors and our team members and giving a direct feedback. This is something we will do every 4 weeks to help you get into the viable product, functional product at the end. So
I'm sorry if I could interrupt there. You might be looking at the schedule and see that and say, oh my goodness, what? But that really is informal. It's really to help you move forward. So it's not like this massive presentation. Granted, you are working forward, but it is there to be a discussion. It really is.
Yeah, that's true. As Edward said, right? So specifically design session and the Embark Guide. So that's the continuation of the work, right? So it doesn't have the deadline that, okay, this is the specific date you need to get started and done, but you will be directly working on your own pace for the startup guide. Also on the design session, the facilitator work will be directly working with you on that direction. So that's how I think the first month will spend. On the second month, I think, the team formation Embark Guide, the value proposition will continue there. Design session will continue the market research, and then we're gonna have these other activities going on, right? So go-to-market strategy will have another quadrant, which is another quadrant of the Embark Guide, and this will continue in the same fashion. So as we go into week over week, there will be different series of the Podium X series. As we said earlier, we talked about product innovation and design. So we also have this social innovation and entrepreneurship discussion we have scheduled, bringing social impact leaders and innovators from the social ecosystem. That's something we're gonna do as well. And week 7, again, you'll continue Embark Guide with the same quadrant, and the facilitators will continue focused on the design session market research, and then there will be, again, the office hours, as we said, and then towards the end of the week 8, we will also get you in the direction of this profit modeling aspect of the Embark Guide. So basically you'll be exploring some profit model around the ideas that you are going to continue to build. Parallelly, I think that the team on the designer side and the SVTD side will also help you get into the ideating phase. So these are like parallel efforts. So there will be a complementary sessions, and you'll have benefits out of going through both the processes. And then towards the end of the month, as we said, we'll do the fortnightly showcase to get you into the next version of your progressive work. And then Podium X series will be idea to product and development engineering. This is from the product development and engineering perspective. We'll be bringing the engineers from all the lead community that has been leading the whole product development side, and some of the people outside. And so you'll have insights around how you develop the product from idea and then make it a functional solution. So month 3, I think it's a same continuation of the Embark Guide, profit model, design session ideating, and then the weekly check-ins and the office hours. Then week 10, week 11, so you'll end up doing the same around the design session, testing your idea, right? So by the week 9 and 10, you should have completed the Embark Guide profit model section. That's how we conclude our Embark Guide there. While we continue on the design session, and then testing your idea, right? So that by the time you should know that, okay, my idea or my prototype is working or not, or you may need to adjust or make some kind of pivots out there. So we'll continue to help you with the Podium X series with inspiring stories coming from people building the idea out of their MVP and then going out into the acquisition, right? So that's the successful story we'll be bringing out from the founder story. And then as you get into the viable solutions, so some of the additional modules we have designed, things like the financial model. This is the model. I think it's an active contribution of the Navigator's code I've been leading to offer you. It's a learning curve that we have directly took out from the course called Financial Innovation. And that's the beauty of our community and engagement, how we can directly apply some of the things that you learn from the class and then make that as a available solution to our community directly, right? That's the power of the powerhouse of our community we tend to see, and how the people and the community of our leaders are engaging to contribute further there. So we're gonna offer like 2 basic models on there. The models for someone as a startup founder who has never raised the capital, and what are the things that you need to develop. It's a templatized version and the step-by-step guide that will help you to build a model. And it will also have these advanced modules that you may have gone through this financial innovation course as a BCF, DCF evaluation. So that will help you to like future valuation of your company, right? So it will be helpful for you in the future. We continue with the design test, design station test, to continue test, pivot there, right? And then also help you with the office hours. And then there will be 2 weeks session for the financial model. And also towards that end, we'll bring these corporate innovators and ventures to talk about if your startup idea is specific to enterprise focus, then you will also have some kind of benefit out of this discussion. And then we also complete our fortnightly showcase there. Month 4, again, this is going to be additional module. As we said earlier, fundraising is a key aspect that you need to understand. Intellectual property, if your idea is very much like competitive, and then you need to protect your idea as a patenting process or intellectual property. So we will be bringing legal experts. It's a workshop-led session they will be conducting to talking about the different aspects of fundraising and protecting your IP, and then what are the different equity model distribution, right? And then legal services and transit while you raise the capital. These are some of the interesting information you will learn while you are continuing testing your idea through the design session. And then by that time, I think we should get you ready for your functional product that you can participate going into the video pitch competition. That's where I think we take all these 25 ideas, and then we run through this video pitch submission reviewed by our experts, all the founders, our mentors, and our team members, to finalize the top 10 winners that go into or participate into this final pitch demo day, right? So this is the week 14 through 16. You may see video pitch submission. There is a final date, and there's a review process and an announcement of that, right? While we get busy on that process, we'll also offer you the continuation of those additional modules, and then Podium X series, and then also a little bit on helping you developing your logos, website, and things like that. So, and also towards the end of the week 16, we plan to announce our top 10 winners as we did last in the cohort 1. So that will be the 10 winners that will participate towards the end of our final pitch fest, which is our demo day, presenting your pitch in front of the investor. So that's how I think 4.5 months, as you see, this is a long-term commitment, but I think the activities and the engagements are distributed properly, so you can actually manage those on a timely fashion while you engage broadly on your personal and professional commitment. So that's how I think we tend to give this storytelling and pitch preparation in partnership with the Storytelling Club to offer you how you tell your story, bring your authentic story as a founder, or the product insight and the minimum viable product insights. We'll offer that couple of sessions to you. And then we also have this schedule VC only. So this is something we also did last time. We are inviting the angel investor, early stage VCs, and tier 1 VCs to talk about their insight and what's their thesis, investment thesis in investing either like idea to MVP companies or while you are in the growth stage. This is also one of the ecosystem we're building to help you connect with the venture capital world. And then we will head out into the final pitch day. That's scheduled for the mid-27th, and that's the end of our cohort 2 as well. So that's how I think we will take you to this journey end to end, and in an engaging way and a productive way, and making you your entrepreneur journey is successful towards building your success MVP. So that's how I think the timeline and journey looks like for you on the next several weeks. And I will also go through 1 or 2 slides I have, and then we can take questions from all of you. So this is a little bit of this logistics standpoint from the team matching process from our design session led by our Silicon Valley Design Thinking Club. It's a matching process in between our core team, which is our current participants, and then the facilitators coming out from the Silicon Valley Design Thinking Club. So our team will be vetting our internal process to help you to get matched to the facilitator. And on the announcement is coming out to the team formation week. So during that session, you will be announced who you will be working directly on the design session. So that's the further communication will be let out there, and then you will be assigned a facilitator to kick off the design session and working with you directly further from there. Same for on the Lisa Embark onboarding process. This is the onboarding process for you to get you onto the Embark platform. All the participants will be onboarded to the Embark, and you'll get notified to access to the Embark curriculum. So with that, I will open our floor to the questions, and our team of members can answer any of your questions. So anyone there from our cohort 2 participants, you may have questions or concerns, feel free to raise your question with us, and we'll address in next rest of our time towards the end. Thank you.
I saw a lot of questions on the chat on the side, and I'm just kind of repeat those for you guys. If in the meantime, if you have questions, just come in and talk. There was a question about objectives and outcomes, if you would be given anything on the weekly basis. So that's something you will get as a part of Embark Guide. Then there was a question around recordings for all cohort 1 and cohort 2 videos. Whatever sessions we do, we would be having all of those already on Workplace, but it might make sense for us to think about having a directory where you can always go and access them. As well as there was a question around if you guys will have any particular point of contact where you can ask all the questions. At this point in time, we've designed weekly or bi-weekly office hours where you can come in and ask your questions, whatever you might have. So those were some questions that I saw. But please go ahead and speak here if you have more questions.
I see Mohammed has his hand up there.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. And the team, cohorts, everyone, welcome to the journey. It's really exciting. So I would love to know that for the final page, what is the expectation of the state of the product itself? Like, is it MVP or is the idea is fine? Because some ideas may not have logistics to develop any prototype right now.
Yeah, so this will be our this review process. We will have the criteria to look at the various aspects of this idea video pitching that you will be submitting. So let's say you have some kind of logistics challenge, but we see that your idea is compelling to either like disrupt the market, right? That could be as equal as someone who has a functional MVP. So we'll be making those decisions based on that. But yeah, I think it will be our review process that we wanted to take those further to help us getting into the top 10 finalists.
Thank you.
So on that, like if it's, say there isn't like a product ready, the concept or conceptually it makes sense, can it move forward, or would there have to be at least like some sort of little demo of whatever it may be?
So demo can be varieties of from, right? So when you go through this, if you look at the design session from idea to test, so there is a prototyping. So your prototype could be functional product. Your prototype could be in the form of, let's say, skits, right? One mock-up that could also be the viable that you can walk us through end-to-end journey. You don't need to develop product end-to-end or make it a functional, but you can always leverage some of the available tools out there in the market and tell us the story and functioning aspect of your MVP. So that should be what you should be focusing on there.
Thank you.
Hi, could you talk about how the teammate matching is done? I know you said it's going to happen before the 19th. I'm not sure of the exact process.
So on the team matching, I think we have around 4 to 5 team members who were selected as cohort participants are looking to join the team. So we will be offering this quick idea pitching for all the team members who is seeking the participants, right? So you will present your ideas in front of those participants who is looking to join the team. And that will be the one offer we will be doing as a session to have this interaction going on, and we can take offline whether you are interested to take 1 or 2 from their interest, right? So we'll give this the power to work directly from the team members seeking to join the team, and also the cohort participants looking to offer the team members, right? So we will facilitate the process. But I think the decision we will let you as a team idea owner to work directly with someone who might be interested to join. Okay, let's go ahead and recruit that as a team member that you might be thinking, because we have limited team members looking to join the team. So that means 25 ideas. And I think, Edward, I didn't go through your list. There were like how many? 18, I believe.
Yeah, 17 or 18.
Yeah.
So
that,
you're encouraged if you can find anyone else who wants to be part of your team. Again, they don't necessarily even have to be within the LEAD program.
Yeah.
And I'll just add one thing to it that really worked for us very well last time was we offered some team mixer sessions where we offer the opportunity for you guys to come and just pitch your idea and ask for team members to join in. What we can do is we can make those recordings available to LEAD-wide community. And if anybody else who's interested in your idea can always then contact you. And, that's the extra facilitation that we can do.
I have one more question. I saw during the journey, legal comes quite late in the process, legal consultation or legal guidance on that. But I assume number of people may be already in full-time job. So want to make sure that like we are not doing anything that is conflicting. So is there any plan to have any guidance earlier on the legal side?
I think that's a good question, right? As you go through these different sessions, like we have core curriculum with the Embark Guide and then design sessions, right? So the way we put this as towards after we complete those 2 activities, those are going to be the major activities for you to enable on building the functional MVP. So now you have time to think about, right? All these the logistics aspect of finance part and then potentially legal services. So we're putting that as a workshop to help you understand. And I do understand that if there is a need to think about the legal aspect. But I think we can help you. So if there is any specific need from you to understand that, we can do that outside the core curriculum. But I think it does also make sense to put that towards the end, because there will be plenty of time.
Let me clarify on this, because I get that from the legal point of view for the product itself, it makes sense to the end. But during the journey, we are going to interact with multiple entities here, not only the Stanford, like what we already signed off, our HR knows. If any of the entities actually a vendor or there is a conflict of interest, we don't know, maybe during that journey, during interaction, that we need to understand that what are other entities is there. For example, that design system club or anything, if there is any formal entities we are interacting, I think it's better to understand that whether they are not vendor in with my organization or not in other cases.
Yeah, and that's exactly, I think this could be something we may need to address, like case by case, right? And that's
okay.
the purpose of these weekly check-ins and office hours. So you can bring up that as one of the requirement, and we'll take that as a, if you can address by our team, then we can do, or if you need to, let's say, our contacts from the legal service might be able to address, then we can try to get you an answer on that too. Yeah.
Would a generic NDA make sense? I'm not very legal, but I can imagine that something that covers that what's shared here is not to be taken somewhere else.
So is that the NDA between you and which party you are?
Let's say it could be the advisors who are coming in, like Faraz mentioned, or it could be, anybody else listening in on the ideas. I don't know. I'm just that's a good point, because we'll be sharing with external people perhaps. So I don't know. I don't know if NDA makes sense, but that could be something to think about.
Yeah, I think this was brought up in this our previous discussion. Yeah. So to me, so there is a two aspect of school of thoughts, right? To me, a lot of until you have a functioning product or MVP, sometimes NDA does not make sense, right? Until you go to like maybe VCs raising capital, or you're raising. But I think we can help you. Let's say it could be an NDA between you and some sort of like design station, right? That's where I think you kind of interacting with there. And most of our mentors are directly come from our Stanford and previous CEOs. So that's where I think we can take this offline, and we'll chat in our
Got
team.
it. Yeah, there can be many ideas.
But I just want to add one perspective here, and we are going to more or less take the same stand as what Stanford Rebuild took towards, cohort 1 as well. That till the time the idea really becomes something functional, really, I think it's actually blocking you guys from kind of really exploring, that landscape. And even within Stanford Lead, when you're doing projects and you're coming and talking about the things that you're doing within your company, this is really about an idea stage to conception. Once it's really getting a little bit more serious, we can help you with that. But right in the beginning, I do not see that functioning as a very effective way of starting to work.
That sounds reasonable to me, because people can have lots of ideas, but they may not go anywhere.
Yeah, one thing I'll highlight. Sorry, Mike. Yeah, one thing I wanted to quickly mention is, since a lot of people here are from Silicon Valley, most of the companies here also have their form of NDAs and offer letters that you sign in the beginning, which often states that any project you work on alongside work, as long as you're employed, belongs to them. So something to check on with your employers as well. I would say a cursory check, at least in terms of how they function and how they think about. It's just something I have worked with some of my colleagues in the past who have had to deal with it. So wanted to put that out as well.
Thanks, Rohit, for that perspective. Thanks.
Farah's raised hand long back, and we are just chiming in. He didn't get chance to talk.
So thank you, guys. All the questions are really valid, and it's interesting. So I had one quick question. If the other team members of my startup, which are not part of Stanford or Lead, are they allowed, or can they participate in these sessions? Thank you.
I'll take that question. So as long as they are your co-founders, like really, they are part of your team, we will allow them to the Zoom sessions, but I am not sure if we can really allow them to every facilitating session. But I'll let Hira kind of take that forward as well.
Yeah, I think this is one thing, right? So the requirements when we talk about the eligibility to be part of LISA has been the one person needs to be lead participants. Or now we have a Stanford GSV MSX as well. But I think you can start recruiting additional member within the Stanford community or beyond that. So that's something we have been letting all those participants take that as in the direction. But we don't take yet an application directly from outside the Stanford yet. This could be like future direction since we are still part of our lead community. So we're still following the guidelines provided by lead and Stanford GSV. So.
Yeah, you can, even at our pitch fest, one of the people who actually gave the presentation was not a participant. Excuse me, they were a co-founder. So, we just ask that you keep it within reason. We don't want you to be 10% involved and the person who's not a lead participant doing 90% of the work, right? They've got to be a co-founder, an equal partner, or, support. But beyond that, there's really no limitation.
Is there an ideal team size to go through the program?
Yeah, I think more than 2 is great. More than 1 is great, right? So
okay.
So if you have like 10, or if you have 3 or 4, that's good, right? So you can focus on varieties of things. It's always good to have a larger team, bringing like best insight to help you further, but also think about from the entrepreneurship mindset, right? So our intention is to help you to enable to build a functional MVP. And from there, we're expecting that either you take that as a business entity at some point and make this as a viable business, and then you definitely need a serious committed people to help you out there, right? But for now, I think you may want to make sure that all the team members you are recruiting is actively participating and contributing you to get there.
Thank you.
And Emmanuel, that was a very good question, and it brought to mind from the Podium X series, excuse me, during Cohort 1, one of the VCs was asked that question, what's the optimal number? And it was a very direct and entertaining answer. And I don't want to quote it here because I can't do it justice. So I'll find it and post it on Workplace. And just also to reiterate, to mention that everything from Cohort 1, all of the recorded sessions are available on Workplace, and you can review those at any time. But I'll look for that specific clip and I'll send a note.
Thank you.
All right, I think we're on top of hours. We got 1 more minutes. Most likely we'll take 1 more question and we'll wrap up for today.
So I have a question which is not directly related to this cohort. It's in general. How do we add VCs? Because my company has a fund that we would like to invest in RegTech and FinTech. And I'm also in touch with some other companies or VCs in Luxembourg. So just wanted to see how does that work? And that's directly for the Lisa team. And then the other question is, it's, I think, a bit of injustice for the people who are not part of LEAD or MSX who are making an idea come to the market. If the other participants are not coming from either of the courses. So I hope that boundaries get matured down the lane. But well, the first question is quite important because we have a fund of 100 million and we constantly scout for companies who are entrants in these markets.
So to address your first question, yeah, we're thrilled to work with you in knowing your VC fund and how you can participate in our ecosystem. One aspect how we tend to engage as a part of our Cohort 2 is going to be the Final Pitch Fest. That's where the invited speakers or judges will always be the investor only, right? So we can have 1 or 2 from your network to be part of that. So we will be judging our 10 finalists to the winners, and that will build out some kind of pipeline to also take a look at our deals that's coming out from the Cohort 2. And if you want to do like further invest to those kind of the promising ideas or MVP, you can always have an offline discussion directly with our founders. And on your second questions, and I do understand the limitation and also going out to beyond the Stanford. Since we're still in the early stage, we wanted to make sure that the offer we do, the ecosystem we have built, it's mature enough to changing the world, right? It takes time to my knowledge, and it's an evolving process. And since the LISA is still under our lead program, we still need to follow the guidelines. So that means, there is a guideline that we need to follow, and it's sometimes restrict us to go beyond, but this could be a future opportunities that we may need to revisit for now. So.
Good, thanks.
And that might be actually a great closing line, that we are dreaming big, but step by step.
Yeah. All right, so folks, I really appreciate all the Cohort 2 participants, our facilitators, our guests, and our incredible ops and leadership executive team, and my peers for spending some time today. And this is our kickoff, and you will soon hear all the invitation and engagement direction starting next week. And I would like to thank you again, all of you, for joining today, and have a wonderful rest of your time.